you share, you like, now they are support to Jumedi and not economy. Baby, I will be a mature, and then you be dim como. You be dim como. And common I be dino a year any da home como, any da home sem. Me dear, me yes, mafo. Me fa seven on a media better. Opa na wafa, opa emfa. Me we are me decision e wo. Mpanimfo bu baby say se o maame ewu na enipa ene wo kurum e bisawo na wo se o maame ada eye wa wasem wan kasa no woni misa wo maame ewu ene enipa bi ehunu se wowu ena ye be bisawo ye bisawo a wo si wowu na wada se opora ne sente ne ba abontena obi abete edi enti na America sa ye de ba abontena a ye ba yehu se ye de camera si yesu se ya ye ba ye de ensem bi a ye hunu yiye se ohene ba mechiawo ensem bi a ye hunu yiye se e wo se ye bie dom bi ani ana se ye twe dom bi adwene bi sin ensem bi so ho dawuru ne ye ba ya bebo ye ba ye try say ye betwe wadwene sinsem bi so na yama wani aba wo ho so wo bia bi se wo se ye no mono yansem na ye kan it goes against wu gidie bi a wu fi se eye gidie de wo konkwaje mu nti ne kura we mu kura na ye kan kire wo a wo be fa na kura na nsem fon na wa ma otan hunu bi a wanyade amaye no asisi waso afiri na kora ho eye wo wasem ene me caption no ma ye no the deceiver ye kase deceiver wo de ba yen kase mu a ye na kan kase mu a ye te a asia kire se odadaafo obi a odada nipa bia no ode nipa ekọ ode nipa fa kwan mienu so obetumi adada wo do wakọ no kurem obetumi adada wo ede wakọ atorom nipa baako a okuta sa suban we mienu no ananse udi tumi bi achi na tumi ni kuta sa suban we mienu a hunu yiye se sasunsun no a wudi na chi no wo represent se Satan bi wa asase so a wo represent no. I will always point on finger on Allah. I will always point my finger on Allah. Okay? To tell directly to the face of the Muslim say, Allah is the devil and Allah is the Satan. If truly there is a Satan be existing, Allah is part of the satanic or the evil group. Enyamena meka Quran abe prove di akere. Even the time of prophet no, even the time of wo prophet no, what they say nyame we bere wo no, edom bia na edi prophet n'achi no, ehunu se nyame no wo ye daadaafo enti bi mu san wo mochi. Yes. Se wotumi daada Muhammad atumia dada Muhammad time no na wote ase no edoma Muhammad nya di na chi no sa dom ni bi hunu yiye se Allah ne ye dada afo wotumi dada Muhammad na wo dada sa dom ni bia wo ye 1400 years generation wo ye the 14th generation of this Muhammad no ena wo be ka kire yen se san krofo ne nsem no ayatete afa omo ho eye nsem bia eye nsem turo bi anase eye bosiremu kan bi anase eye nsem bia eni ho na yaka bi ato ho da bi. Face the fact. Let your yes be your yes, let your no be your no. Se wudi sum bi dia na wo firi se wani nwu wo som ne ho a se ye kan sem bi wo som ni mu no nim se ye ne kora gitum se eye ne kora esense enkremofo ani wo mo som a ye frɛ ne nkramosom ho nti ensem bebrebe wo a wo de ba abontene ya Eye woman ni wunti omoba, they will come and defend it with lies. According to Quran Surah 8, okay, ayat number 54, Allah is the best of the deceivers. That is what the Quran is saying. Allah is the best of the deceivers according to Quran Surah 3, ayat number 54. We have good, we have better, and then best. We have good, better, and best. Best is on top of better, okay? Best is on top of the better, and then best, okay? Better is on top of best and good. Enti se Quran na yusu Allah is the best of deceivers. Hunu ye say deceivers nyina no Allah na yiwa mo panyini. And say Allah say wo ye deceiver. Why don't you agree with some of nsem bi aye can say that your Allah is a devil? Mecca stories in the Nubi, Eddie Archer walk on him, which Muslims know. Yebeken kai aya bi, different ayas in the Nubi, different chapters in the Nubi walk on him. Now, maybe I'll make a point to be the actual. For you to know, sir, what deceive Muhammad, okay, and any companions, enti another step or move one and need that hono, a chain or okay. Actually, woman, because someone is here say, Allah near that for what the car that ya dear cotton so bimu. Baby, all say pina dear cotton, Ebian was said dear cotton so him, and to was your train. And say Yami ya, and woman a kutauna gia tum at the stamp was to say, why your best of deceivers. Now ya what stories be wa Quran anymore. A proof who say would deceive Muhammad and any followers. Be at that time or no, Muhammad the tears and no more dinner would deceive woman. And may be money ba or so ma or more train woman. Now 14th generation born. What say Muhammad in Yamena or Debere wono. Eye maybe a or boss or near assassin, say meaning to me yet. Devil be a oh yes, or between Padoma console him. Now, what do we need? What do we need? What gene, Unipedia, or Kara, Wabera Bonina, Edia Tongo ma, Nyamea, wa friend, who best of deceivers, Edia Basu. Tieni, what the Wakara, what gene, Unipedia, won't quan. Wabra whole life. What the ato ngoma bia nyame wode ngoma ne ba ye no aka ne wo ngoma ni mu say he is the best of the deceivers. What do you want to say nyame ne so? How are you sure say sa wo boshe na wode ama wo dan kwama bi wu a ba bia wo be kro no wo boshe bia wode ama no? How are you sure say that nyamene is not deceiving you? Because say adwene ye adwuma to a certain level, you will see say the promises in Islam are all lies. The promising which you will be received, the reward that you will be received after life. And I say on the judgment day yekobu aten na wonya heaven kwa anonten men wore why o de nya abotre na taase na tie nkomo na ye di na ewia mema okwan amoaba mo ba say ya na mo on say ade ba ko a ya na ema me ye proud of myself na me ba bonten abekan sem bi say ya me nsuro ni say upon all comment mo be ba se a mo be ba be chiro no me wie na me bie request line to mu a mo nyina obi antume ma de obeba nso a ontume me kasa mfa asem a me kan ho. So I'm proud of myself. Ntina me ba bontina be kan sem bi ya me nsuro no Because I haven't get none of you. Say my banana make it point to be ma wabe disprove me. Ma go to Quran aye bia make it point to be ma wabe disprove me. I'm a dome what platform no so nyina hunu say sankofa we de wo di atrobi nsida. Enti mo ba down say na mo ba be make comment bia. It shows how brainwashed you people are. Okay? Yanko moso. Ma menchire wade. Se Quran no adia to me say Allah is the best of the deceivers according to Quran surah 8, rather I think it's surah 8 and yet 3 surah 854 meba ma me had the answer meba surah 8 I think say surah 854. Let me see say where are. No, Quran Surah 3 rather. Quran Surah 3, ayat number 54. And they deceived. And they deceived. And God deceived. And God is the best of the deceivers. And they deceived. And God deceived. And God is the best of the deceivers. So Allah is the best of the deceivers according to Quran Surah 3, ayat number 54. So if Allah is the best of the deceivers, now who jidie bi say who on say at times ya na metena sidi ni mabusa mo say enti yen krofo yi no anase omo je this concept of heaven bi omo kro no in Islam die no. One level of thinking no eduru se ne ye de na duru no ana because ka kira me say wo ko heaven bi na heaven no wo koro abrabo a wo ko bo ni say wo ko no mo nsa na wakodi ma. It is absolutely out of sense. It's absolutely out of sense. Me ko heaven no me koro no me ko akono mo nsa. Ye wo garden na ye dia ma ye kotene mo no ye wo river of wine e da garden ni mo a wine no eno na ye kwa akonom ye besa ware e dia ma ye wo heaven wa some hadith prove say mo benya obe berima bia ne benya ema mako 72 as 72 no eno ho adwuma no wo koye oko service sama 72 no wo heaven ho. Enti oko the street of wine no wako twitwa bi Quran no approve say ye besa mo nam bi ti say akoko nam wawe enti omo kotena street of wine ho a na omo akoko nam si omo nchai omo twitwa bi no na omo we akoko nam no enti ombe wie na aba wo mani so then na fe 72 wives na wo benya no na wako rounds na wako service we mu adwuma we ni ade a we ni boshe anasa akatua yade command kremofo mema wo mo betimi abo papa no ko heaven ho. And say if your level of thinking okay duru animu you will see say this is absolutely lies. Of course Allah is a deceiver because you cannot tell me say heaven wanna make chrono ejuma ode ma me say oh mama with all due respect akoditwe ale tutu na wokobo no eye tutu ejuma na ala edem wokobo no wana ebi Obi invented this kind of a book. I invented some what the Nikromu traditional culture and what they are trying to Yankopon and what the Boshe be a bear be a Tian any better home. Edia Shem woman what the amount, and you are happy, comfortable, thinking these promises in the book. It is true. Could it have it? Now, Ediantina may say Allah is the best of deceivers. According to Quran Surah 3, ayat number 156. Okay? No, you hear Surah 8 now, Sameba. Namehadi. Nimi no mamehadi medical idea bansa. You heard it. Achomeba. Mama me ni mi no de medical de abanza. Me de kan asem de akire. Mama we say yo ya. Okay, Quran Surah 8, ayat number 43. Yenshade. When Allah showed them unto thee, O Muhammad, in your dream, on the day of battle, as few in number, and he had shown them to thee as many, ye Muslims. Okay, was it and if he had shown to them thee as many, ye Muslims, would have filtered, you would have been fearful and would have quarreled over the affair, over the question of war. But Allah saved you. He decreed otherwise. Lo, he knoweth what is in the breast of men, what is in the people's heart. This is the tafsir of Ibn Abbas. Okay? This is the tafsir of Ibn Abbas. Let me see semenya Quran aya no me say we ya. There be new way. Okay. Okay, that Quran Surah 3, Quran Surah 8, ayat number 43. Muhammad is son daye. Na Muhammad ne dom prepare akọ war. Okay? Na entokwa na wo mo kokon no. En akon wo mo koro no. Wo mo nim na Muhammad ne dom nim say edom na ekuta wo mo no esua. Akon na wo mo kọ no, o mu ntumi. Enti na ade na koye yebekọ yenko ena wonim Allah ebeso Muhammad daye wo so no Muhammad daye no ena daye no wo yidi kire Muhammad se edom no abom tirimu pose wo mo ne mo bekọ no eye dom kitwa bia momo doso che wo mo enti mo nkọ akon na wonim bibi adechi ya Muhammad kan sa amene kire ni followers omunye nkunanhwe si gitu musa omo be kwa akon no afọ omu kodru akon na se ya edom na ebu afọ omu ko omu yi. So Allah deceived Muhammad and his people, making them thinking that one na womo kono dom na wo ko hia wo no dom ni sa omu ko hia wo no dom ni sa enti they omo to daye no so. That is the war of battle. Omo di omo to daye no so gitu mo so omo be kwa akon omo kodru ya edom na ebu afọ omo ko omu yi ema nipa ni bi kura ni wuwu ye. So the second war ebai, that is the war of Uhud. Okay, after this war no another war by, that is the war of Uhud. The Yakoba ayenie eno nso ye Quran Surah 3 ayat number 156. Okay, me be kan asem bi wo ho de akere. Quran Surah 3 ayat number 156. Eno nso for the war of Uhud ho. Nya BBC ye ena mansa aya ne bae. Ni nyina ye de si wo Surah 8 hanum say ya omo bedi kaya ko first war. Na wo no omo ba be koro no wo ne koye bibi ti se edom wo mo ko hia mo wo no doso. So na bamubu wo ho omo mpese wo mo be ko. Imagine say ye me ye ebia me dom ye nipa be 15. Ena edom biti se o man Ghana mu nyina ene ye dom 15 na ya tokwa ne wo mo kwa akoko. Ena me so daye ena honhum bia e pushi me honhum bia e direct me no dan na di wo daye mu di kire me se edom no a wo wadene ye wo se wo no mo kokon no a wo wadene se mu ye 15 eye Ghana fo nyina nda bi nya Ghana fo nyina eye mu nipa be 10 bi enti mo no 15 mo do so kire wo mu enti mo so na mo kokon na se me ne me dom so de se ene ye 15 ti ye koshia dom 10 no ne wo mako na ye koduru na se ye Ghana fo nyina na so mo tu hye ye so no mo kunkum ye mu dodo no ano a me honhom no a wodan na di kire me no e de mpenya sam na me ka kire sa honhom no me ka kire ne se honhom no wo ye daadaafo de si Muhammad time ene ne nkrofo ne time no eno no into wo se wo ye best of the deceivers. Okay, sa aga no a o kan say wo ye best of the deceivers no eye sa a Christopher ne story ne kuta wo no a wo mo si Jewfo ne chi wo mo Jesus ne born na senuam kun no ala ne se da bi wo mo nkun no na this story we ene aya no kan sembi kire me wo ha say if Allah is deceiving these Muslims, I don't believe in Jesus. Menye Christoni de bia me kasa asemono. But de ya na me kasa me taka Christofo na asemono ne say enkremofo no ene Christofo no ena anya. Ena omo no omo di omo ani asi omo so na omo nso na omo botaye ne omo nsusu ye ne say omo kuta dom kase enti omo pe dom no agi afiri omo nsem. Na omo yisu omo tumi omo de dom na omo nya no e de omo tumi ahye omo nsam omo de adi wi ase dem nti ene de bia me kasa na me koti Christopher no. Now me bisa me ho say me pacha mati Rashid Quran doesn't say that. Stay tuned. Why? Stay tuned. Nya botre me wi amemo aba. Why? Stay tuned. Enko ba bia me wi na me bia request la ni tuma bo modern sa wo be foraba. Why? Okay. Dia wo si Quran enkan sa no twere fato ho. Me da se. Na yan hwa de. Enti metena se na me busa me ho say if Allah was send the Quran no e de buy e de be deceive domo a e be di Muhammad na how are they sure? Because also your best of the deceivers. E bia ne say wo yi kire Muhammad wo dayem wa bra dayem no wo yi kire Muhammad doma Muhammad ne nkrofo ko hia no e do so kire Muhammad ne nkrofo ne kora ewo mu no nanso wo twantro kire Muhammad wo dayem say e dom na wo ko hia omo ne do omo sa e che ne dom a wo no omo ko no ne dom ne do so che wo omo omo ko ya in reality ne dom ne do so che wo omo enti ma ne nkrofo ni bi wuye. Now yan hwa de Quran ne say Jewfo no epna na say omu bekum sa Jesus bi na Christopher kana asem say ye kun no e na Quran se da bi ye nkuno Jewfo ni epna na per se womu no deceive Allah nanso esan say Allah no ye the best of deceiving wono ni deceive Jewfo no in a sense say was swapi Jesus e di obi foforo be hwe na nam e ma ye bo nipa na senuam kun no. But the story no ekuta Christopher no e kire say Jesus ni ye kun no ye bo na senuam. Allah de story ni be pie Quran ni ma wo si da bi ye nkuno na nipa na Jewfo na de ye say ye kun no e ye swapping na Allah ye. So who bisa ho say if Allah can deceive Muhammad in his dream, can't he deceive you through the Quran? But he deceive you. So how are you sure say near Allah can in the Quran ni say was happy according to mama some for when so Quran sana mabaha me ka sa asem we Muslim say mo ba hanum say ya me throw first challenge we dia mamo o ba hanum say atrefato ne be yimi ano according to Quran surah 9 ayat number 30 Quran ni kremi say Jewfo no wo Ezra bia sa Ezra no wo mo Jewfo ne say were the son of Allah. Buku be na cancer. Jewfo gidie ben na can say Ezra the son of Allah. And that's Ezra the son of Jehovah. Anyhow. But he actually no Quran ni mu say Allah actually no Quran ni mu say Jewfo ni gidi say Ezra the son of Allah. Which in reality false. Jewfo nkuta say gidie no. Jewfo ni nyini baby that say Ezra the son of Jehovah and now whatever anyhow better pure Quran and Muslims are ready. So me catch will say why don't you sit down, okay, sit back, read the book, ask yourself these questions. If Allah is so powerful, now we free say, we will to me be a will be to me a diamond. Muhammad ne doma kodia kono no mo dia di nkonimu a. E die benti na wo se wo twa Muhammad ntro wo Quran, wo twa Muhammad ntro wa da yanum say dom na wo koshi omo ne dos. Esa enti won kono won wo nko. Mi wa ro koshi omo no e doso. These are some of the questions. Enti se wo kodru heaven ho. Na ma 72 na yase ye de be ma no. Wo kodru na ya yen nantwie ye de nantwie 72 because there's a thing so de eye mo yen no wo mo yen. Enti wo be kwa kodru no na Allah ne nkrofo ne Muhammad ne nkrofo no omo da so ye mo wa ho adwuma wo heaven ho. Ne de nantwie 72 hye wo nsa se hwe wo mo so. Na instead of ma 72 ye command nantwie 72 se ka wo mo so a Allah will deceive you and I will deceive you. What do you want to the promises in the Quran so you will be deceived because the Quran lies than any other book on the surface of this earth. O check the Quran no. Your friend say Moses' story is different. Your friend say Abraham any neighbor Ishmael your friend say Isaac's story is different. O check here Pharaoh's story is different. O check Quran no, your friend say Noah's story is different. Just say everything in the Quran has been changed. So can't you see you Muslims you've been deceived? What say you deceive mo? Evidence is no e wo Quran now you hwade. Ma many can for we say so nchiro. After this battle no, after the battle of Badr no. Na almost say call battle of Uhud. Yen hwade ye see hwade. You know, Muslims. Oh, can you say ya? Or we say what time or there be oh. But I can't crunch on them. Why? The cray back up. Why, you no cranan tomorrow? Okay. No. Michelle, I am. Okay, we are 157. Yanko 156. Measure we be 155. Okay. Quran Surah 3, ayat number 155. Okay. Quran Surah 3, ayat number 155. Yan shadi. Asembe na waha. Was it indeed those of you who turned back on the day of the two armies met? It was Satan who caused them, okay? It was Satan who caused them to slip because of some blame they had earned. But Allah has already forgiven them. Indeed, Allah is forgiving and forbearing. Okay? Now we another battle, another war. After say Allah die in a di, ewo dayem, edi chile Muhammad say, akuna omo bekrono. Wanu Muhammad nene domu ekuta no. Edo so che nkrofo na wanu womu koshia no omo koya. Ne dom ne do so che womu dom ne betwifa omo so ma dom ne dodo na wu ye no. After that no, another war esa popping up. Enti unim ebimo ye o madene se omo nko. Okay? Because what deceive you first time? First time on what deceive you? What try am tro kese ama ye di akire ko ye nipa dom ni bia kwa wu. O sako fa another battle di ama ye. Na o free say ye di ye ho to so nkonim di ye ba ye di ana. Enti dom ni bi eye o madene se wo nko. E na Allah e kan wo ha se sa nkrofo na wo mo san wo mo chi wa akon ni mo no. Eye Satan e na ama wo ma san wo mo chi. And so in reality, the microphone and among microphone too, you know, your best. First one I was so Diane Muhammad. No, who this Diane Muhammad? It's a dominisa, ain't kunimu dear by India. Ya koya, ya kokunkum ye mundo dona. Now, akon foforo asaba me san so de ni eche na me ko ne ma bie ma na me ye ne dai me nko ye hwa de ye nto 156 na ye hwa de 156 156 what say, oh, you who have believed, do not be like those who disbelieved and said about their brothers when they traveled through the land or went out to fight, if they had, okay, you heard here, what say? If they had been with us, if they have been with us, they would not have died, okay, or have been unalive. So Allah makes that misconception a regret within their heart, and it is Allah who gives life and cause death, and Allah is seeing of what you do, okay. Enti domini because wo mon kro no ena Allah ebe kan wo ha ebe kan kire wo mo se eye Satan am aye wo mo sa Satan am wo ma akotena back, because wo ma sam wo mo kan se wo mo sikan wa ne de wo mo nko wo mo ko sikan wa ne nso ampa sikan wa na wo mo ko ne domino dodo na asa akowuwi ena bi mo se senka yeni anemu bi san wo mo chi se de ye san ye chi no a enka wo man ko wuwu, because almost akọ ye no ya sa kokunkun bi hwe ma men kan sam nkyere. Don't come here and tell me say akon de wo kwa enipa wu, akon a wo kwa enipa bewu eye akon a wo kwa tumi a wo de kro no enclaiming say wo no na tumi nyina ye ne de ya tumi ni bi de bi achi se wo kuta tumi a tumi ni claim say tumi nyina ya ne dia oso ne asase nyina hye ne nsem esoro ne fom awiem bonkum ni fa animu ni akire wono na bibia hye ne nsem na se wo ye nipa ba akofo na wo kwa akohia enipa maako 10,000 kura na ye wo nko na tumi wura ne se wo ba mu odi nkunimu a wo nko na wo do nko bebe fie, but se mu ye mienu miensa na mo koni ekokum mienu na baako befie ana ye kum baako na mienu kura befie kum nipa 10,000 ne kura no a munya me na wa faili tumi nya ne dia. You get a point? Eye nipa no a edom mienu no akodi akon no ena wo mu use strategy ena wo ma ho odene wo soro na wo mu nyansa wo soro enu nti na wo mu tumi deceive nipa 10,000 no baako no aye kun no na ho odene eni ne strategy wo ntokwam no e wo fom enti ne yetumi kun no enti say wo did say Allah is all powerful, all powers belongs to Allah. Allah is the creator of the heavens and the earth. Death and life is in the hands of Allah. He gives life and he kills. Okay? He gives life and takes life. And you know, my can say Allah esoma se ko akon. Na uko wu akon ni mo a. Hunu ye say Allah is powerless because you are dying as everybody goes wa uko wu. Enti wo mo sa call the battle of who di no. Edomo ni bi sa ko wu ye. And wo mo sign wo mo chie no. E blame almost say senka omo tena afie ana omo sign wo mo chi. Said ye sign wo mo ye sign ye chi no a. Enkanya ni say enko mu ko wu ye no. Yentie dia lek. E wo Quran sura 3 ho ayat number 57. Ti ensem bi ala ka no ha se hwade. Say we are okay. Yenshade 157 158. Was it, and if you are unalive in the cause of Allah or die, then forgiveness from Allah and mercy are better than whatever they accumulate in this world. Enti Allah say, hey, mama nyese sa nkrofo no. Mama nyese sa nkrofo no. Ah, womo san womo chi ni womo betena se kekanse hunu no. Mama nyese womo mo kwa akono ne yekumo. Yekumo kura no a. Ewo mimi dini mu a. Okay. Me de mo boni nyina beche mo. Na mahumu mobo. Na mama wo no san krofo no mo san womo chi because of womo nkwa. Womo bedini wa asase so amenti no. Eniema womo accommodate ni wa asase so no. Eye niema me fa ni say omo de ji womo ni wa asase so nko. Pese wo hye womo boda nkwa ma bi. Wo kwa akon. Na akon na wo kro no. Unyame ni claim say all powers belongs to him. Want me amo ho ban am wo ankodi akon na amafie. Wo ye yarefo okra wo ye yarefo a owea. Antokwa na wo kwa wonim se wo bewu. Nanso tumi ne kire wo se ko na akwa wo bedi nkunu na akwa na wo kokowu a hunu ye said that God you are serving is a deceiver indeed. Said ye Allah ye deceiver. Wone Allah wo mo ye ntafo. 58 ne say 158 they say, and whether you die or unalive, unto Allah you be guarded. And it's a oko na uko wu. Ana say ye kun Allah nchen Allah enimu ni yebebo abo mu nyina. Enti sa nkrofo no a wo mo no Satan ama wo ma fall back. Wo ma san wo mo chi. A wo ma kotena se wo mo kekanka wo mo nsem. Se enka yade se mo san mo chi ana mo tena afie se de mo tena afie na nka man kwa wuo no mamo nya se wo mo de mo ko nesi ekum a me Allah me nchen na mo beba me de mo boni nyina beche mo e mo bro nyina be ye mo dia ense mo se ngonwonan Allah ntumi anka se kwa mo ko no mo kwa mo ba akukura ntumi nwu esanse Allah is powerless and he cannot do anything to make you survive okwa akon. He can never do anything to make you survive. E wo se wuwu a ubewu. Se wa ma wa adwene we ya nya adwuma. Na wonni akon mu nyansa strategies a yede kwa akon esan ba ye esan free akon na se ba fia okwa ye bekun ala ntumi nya hwe. Entina the battle the war of battle esan se na ontumi nya hwe na woni mu se wodan da ye na di kire Muhammad hunu se edom ne doso a wo bone nkrofo na mane a entokwa no wo mo nkokon because ontumi nya hwe woni tumi bia obetimi di asi anokwan enya de omo bekunti na wo dada Muhammad e wo da ye nim ka kire Muhammad se edom no wo mo koshi omo ne ye kakra bi enti mo nsore na mo nkokon na se tumi nyina ye ne dia ka wose wo ma Muhammad nyanda ya nimu no o ka chen se dom na mo koshi omo no indeed dom ne do so chemo bet me Allah me na tumi nyina ya me dia me ka se empu na bekumu me ka se enhye behye monko se wo sore na wo ka da ye ne kire omo na nipa mienu kura na si bedi wo kire wakwa fa se nipa mienu no kwa akon no me si tumi nyina ya me dia nti wo be kwa akodi ngunim esanse Allah eni tumi bia nti o ka kire Muhammad na Muhammad de no sore ye no wote sa da ye na wo so ye no wonya ho ahotoso ene wo bo ne nkrofo amane na ne nkrofo no nso nya ahotoso wo da ye nim ene wo mudi Muhammad ye chi no wo mokoy na dom no a ye kokunkum dom no a na another war apope apa o sa ka kire me se me nsa ni wo chi na me nsa na nko edom ni bi si ye de ye nko because you have seen that your Allah is a deceiver. And not only the deceiver, the best of the deceivers said ye wo kan ye no wo deceive Jew for no ene a Christo for no wo deceive wo mo no sa na ye nso wo di ne deceiving level no aba bedru ye nso ama ye de ne de wo kan ye tiko no wo de yakogura akon ye kwa ne yakohwehwe ye moja agu na ote wo na nani age ma woni na ho adwenimu da ho nsem ene ani da ho nsem ena me ba me be ka kire wo put Allah into a test Neshe se o Allah no to me wo to me. Put Allah into a test. Mumudu do no am starting programming from 2015. Moka se mo bompa ya mame na Allah be ma be ye kremoni ni 2015 10 years na ye kro no. Gift medase. But 10 years na ye kro no. Okay? 10 years and a year from 2015 year 2025. Still, gift us thanks. Still 20 year 10 years. Still maintaining nane kremoni. This should tell you say your Allah is powerless. Why you bo nani tumi no eti womu ye ne di ya ni mu na say 2 minutes. And ade ba ko a ya me sa tenase ya me sa dwene sa nkramofo we ho no me sa dwene wo mo ho e bi ne se Aisha sa omo maame no a 9 years omo papa no owo 54 years ne da ye no na otwi akora na 9 years enti onya 18 years ena omo papa ni wuye omo komsheni ni wuye akora ne kora Sam Muhammad ye hunu nti obi angwade ne biem. Imagine at the age of 18 years Muhammad wuye no obi angwade ne biem because Muhammad de hunu na eto nkrofo so se wono no wu a mu obi angwade ne yere but ye won nkrofo a wo mu wu ya Muhammad ne ware wo mo yere wo mo tiase Muhammad di wo mo yere no mu firi wo mo nsam ware wo mo. We know about culture. We say Muhammad is not a father of any of your men. A man mumu biya enye Muhammad papa. But nema ne yire no mo de. On say edru ba bia ho. Say o kai nwoma bi na wa amfa adwene eni nyansa ensusu nsam no a o kan no a wonti ensem no na da bi ewumu no wonti. Muhammad kan sem we mienu according to Quran Surah 33. Muhammad kan sem we mienu wase onono wanya a father of any of the men a mema ni mu bia no wanya obi a papa utie. In that case, wanya wo papa nti obetumi aware wo yere wuwa se wo wuo se wungu yo obetumi aware wo yere but ono ne yere mo no eye mema no anasa ne yere no mo no eye omo maame in other case wo maame de wuntumi nware no enti Muhammad ne de ahunu to wo mo so na wono ne wi nkrofo yere no na o save ne yere no wo wu ye kora no ne yere no mu wo ware wo mo no wo bia anko wo mo ho bio de na asem o mo bokora ye Aisha at the age of 18 years ena Muhammad free mu akora ne tena asesa 18 years no be ma bia ntumi anko no ho because Muhammad hunu emema na wo kro ni mu o mu gi ni di ye se wono no ne yere no mo no ayi wo mo maame nti wo mo hwe ye no wo ma anko wo mo maame no mo ho but wono ne de can you obetimi aka kire me say me maame ekunu enya me papa obetimi aka sa asem na kire me amaye although say wonya me biological father mkoa wonya me biological father kora no a ne se wono ne me maame abetena no a wone me maame dane de wo ya me papa Muhammad say dabi me yere no mo ye mo maame no me wu a obi amfa no nka me yere no obi antumi ware me yere no ne momo no me dia menya mumu bia papa wahunu ba bia nyansa ni friba wahunu ba bia nada ni friba wahunu ba bia adwene no friba na Muhammad nim adwene e dia kira wode kasa ansem no enti abera wajis Zaid ne yiri Zainab free ne nsem no eno invent service ne say wonye the father of any of the men mema ne mu bia no wa ya ne papa eye ne ba sata mono na oje wono ankasa na adopted son eyire free ne nsem wa abera na adopted son ne tiase less mame no mienu kura ngintumu se eye ne kura se Zaid ejai Zainab mame no mi enu nyintum se wo gyae no na abofra wo watete no amena nyini woni natena amena nyini ama ne sompa wo som wunti ema ne niama bia no wo yema wo ne so wani nti what you did ne say wo sadi wo dini kura ato ani dini so meaning say akura ne be ye part of you ema ne breson ye se wo ware no wa na wudi nanim ekosere wo wo fa bade ma no ema ne ware no akura ne we no ande se durumire bi mpo ne se ye no kore se wo ka se wo mpani bi emu a wo se ala se me ware no na wa ware ne de na ka mo yere no wa ware ne de na ka wo yere no ho but who Muhammad die o ka kire o mo say hwe me see the book called Quran contain a lot of deceiving verses, deceiving words, deceiving content. A whole lot of and some book anymore a deceive, but it takes the wise, the intelligent, and the eye openness. And omudi be hunu in some sankofa American yimu. Anasa omo kai ngoma no a omo bete bi American no ase. But we are blindfolded said you obisi da bia no wono in the Quran what the Quran formatting na adwene because every day bia no the brain is the nadwene no e catch virus, okay, every now and then bia no e catch virus. So say if your pen drive or your phone any virus wa how wo ya den wa ko scanning wo scanning eyi virus ni free so se eye virus free a yen scanning enti one guy bi efa me video sa abrantie no efa wono efa ejina camera mu so phone si ni so eta me picture to ne nche etio ne nche edidi matem ka kire me say me ye abode fon wa bera ne ma me kora ne hwe video no wo ka kire ne ba ne say froko janse munu na wo ka no na wo ne sankofa me nu de ene enka me wo sankofa enka me pe because sankofa ne ho ofeche o 10,000 times sa ko no ka diro me pa chao me de mo amoba ha ya na mo begimi no mo say mo say ntina ya na da bia me ba life no because mo bebrebe na ma adwene no e fi ginem enti e ba na ye di insupa ensuo a ebetimi akini ni mo adwene ho ne ye de abere mo se mo mfa nkini ni adwene no bet ye di nsuo ni mamo no kura na mo ugimi ye di nsuo ni mamo no pretty enya awre hosem enya awre hosem ye di nsuo ni mamo no na mo ugimi ye mamo acid se mo fa horo mo adwene ho na fia ye ho no adwene na we na achen no na mo ugimi wo ba life nso a wontumi nya ahwehwe wo ba life a no abegina wo life ase no wo twetwe nkwase asem sa nkrofo no wo madwene efia ye ka se ade bia we na achen a wo hunu dade a we na achen da sa nkrofo na wo ba life a omo ntumi ma life so me disprove won sem a wo kan no omo ntumi nya wo life nso hwe omo ba comment ase a didi atemo no sa nkrofo no onim o madwene no ehura virus your friend say awe na achen enti wo mu hu say ye ma wo mu adura wo mu betimi dia ahohoro sa adwene no asey no ho no na eha wo mu ma woni na ho me say send a request bra me ta mo so say me peke mo mon send a request ni mra na yenko why edie be ntina mo Allah no tumi nyina ye ne dia na osu Muhammad daye otwa Muhammad ntro da yesu ni mu edie be ntina mo Allah ni tumi nyina ye ne dia na ofre no best of the deceivers osu nyame a we are proudly calling himself a deceiver A proudly deceiver. Nyame a wosom no no. A proud and a confidence deceiver. O friend nyame a obo so ne asase. Okay. Alex.
Aja.
Me pa cho me makwa.
Mwana wote zai.
The whole de pasa sha wo fo mpa
Na no ma hodren. Na faka over kansa mpade dia manfo ani.
Ras yo so pari.
Na wo kro ben so.
Me ana. Me kasa me nhede enni pro ba kuso. Ena me wa ha ewo echena me wa ha adechia me wa ndi no. Me nhede nim kropot ya me wo so.
Okay, me kasa free UK.
Oh, okay.
Ma hodren na ya nti sama wo kan nyina versus e wo kora mu a mo kara no sali mam ne malam foro mu hunu na wo mu
hunu pa wo mu nim pa na we no omo mfa nko dawa we no omo mfa nko abontene nko prechi emfa nkyira manfo because onye nkramosu mu ni ntum
na se nyenya me na asma mo na se wane na ompezo mu se yira di pakeke
Sanda me senior media me so me ntwa no kakra me pese me kan say nkramofo ne ba mo me ka say hadith we no enye authentic we no authentic yes
mo ya we me kan hadith ngo ena dia me kan hadith bia enti obi antu me ka say hadith we enye authentic bia ha ena me kan
because you dey question wan kona o dey question wan kona after no baby say ena hadith we enye authentic ena we ye penseng authentic ena we dey care le strong ya bro because omu ko New Testament no a Christ only have kan drum say we look na care you authentic so far as ewu bi nko ade no ba o ma me piku why into the sin every smart was no na person
they say the answer ngramofo mi nim se kwaje na omopo se sabe but sambi na be show mo peso mo yira ni po because some who can na wo mkura mu pepe this is as we na wo say yesu ba na wo say me nye obi papa mitimi je wo yire ejo wara oba ba me de me yire de wuntin wara no na mo so match ase na wa ya manfo yira obi abaya 18 years anware bi onu wawu edi gramusem de ya o de awurade mo hode naka o se wo kana ne ebeti watie de waso no ntie na honhom na kana nyame na obo soro bo asas no no anim se wo pese wo bie ni pani mani pa hunu nkwaje no nti so mo pa fine omompa fine ahode na nyame de ama no gina so sa na fire senior ba kofo yesu be wuji adasa mankwa no sana bia nyame na de honkronkron bia hye mu a ama sa hodre no enti eja anuanom so bi nkasa bi ne na yegina so ayetie
ya tie ase ras
ya sankofa
me pa cha
na me kan say
adia ba ko so aya le ha me ne say wo ye program no obon se no ma be ka ase oboa wo di atro ya wo kan ani ho wo bi request la ni tumo anu o ma ye lem
na to say omono me minimum mu me na do no atana seven se me ka say me ma ye nkremoni da ma ye nkremoni for 2 years na se bi wa guru oni omo na mo be kan se me de but obi ku brand na say se bi akwa anansi story where dia ase o kan se no ebe ye wo de no ono no be kan cho ba do bi se bi akwa se bonoma e bata brebo ho se wa de ase because ko so anu akwa te bonoma no wa hu se ne ebe ya wo no ebe ye wo de but bonoma no de tara ho pa poison no but on ka poison na se mo fa nkyere wo da
minua ras ma men twa no kra wonse se wutie simpola o ekramoni o but o nanze na o kodu se o mo komeka ko tware bo hu nyina o munyi mi o moye
kani mani so nyan sani mo se
It's simple. Once we cramoni pure pa, so no condemn Zadia. Oh,
Senior, Nkramonu, you want to move, you won't say, woman, I press a rubber kiss into a woman.
but we know you so bad, I said, we are saying Subabo Bako. I said, Roman.
Subabo Bako, by say, to be Pichitia, to be Pichitia, said you, woman, some any poster, and your face, so what I see.
But you say, our dear, you microphone in our dear, the lawyer.
But I say what Christian could be so hard, so you also took it our
Ras na me memo bi ne ma nya akone user so mem. Esumu e claim say asumu bebe ba wono ala na dia ba wi ase nyina no ya koro keso no. Enti wo de sumu ekato e de be ni pa nyina. Ya sa asumu no. Doubt dia ni sa asumu ni mu. Ye bedru ha no ye be asumu ni bedru asasi so a. Enipa nya doubt wo sumu ni mu. Ama yenya enchichemu ewo sumu ni mu a. How are you sure say Allah no wan san fa sumu na ama say wo sa de ba be deceive nipa.
Oh, what is the sample for
one next year say one na di Jew sumu na ba ye. Jew for na yera akwan. One na di Christo sumu ba ye. A Christo for yera akwan. Wo de nkremo sumu ba. Na ye esom papa etwato a. Ebe tire sumu ni nyina mu. Ebe yi sumu ni nyina aka ne yade apie. Ebe na ye sumu a. Na chine esumbi amadi. Afa sa sumu no na chine sumbi amadi ni beduru asase so a. Edomo a ebe di sumu na chino. Because of say wo mo doubt wo sumu ni munti. Group wo ya ti wo mo nkyere nko. Group wo ya ti wo mo nkyere nko. Group wo ya ti wo mo nkyere nko. Eti said ye wo ko Christo sumu a, ye wo Pentecostal, ye wo Deeper Life, ye wo Roman Catholic, ye wo CAC, ene de keka wono sa na nkremo sumu ne tie.
Sanko fe. Once our platform we should be me ba so e ma me brother bi ba be nya interact you also at the best please. Once me be ma example bi say once we are say ye kasika ekwa achiri pa okwa achiri diga sabi eye ya American dollar. So what I say American dollar na ekwa achiri pa nfa say ye powerful bi ase bi abodi sabi obi American ni ordinary sabon boka say ya me misika ene obi American ni na passport ene ye powerful ntimi be cars okay so obi ebe ye nkremoni na so obi be ye Kristo ni a die ben ade na obetiri nse sinebo se me made ni esombo pa ye powerful sabi ansa na obenye bi no beteku ebi a yes so what I say ntini se ma be ye nkremoni na nka me se me ade a nkrempo beka obeye nkremoni ade sabi wonlie ye powerful a non ayikura enya wahu omunya mpa Kristo ni nya ma na nkremoni enya ma so what I say esan say ya nansesem se wade ase ya nansesem a sabi ya kasa odu kwa nyansa bia anye den eni ade amfaso e wo so ane so be koto no wa so de se wade ase malam shit for betu to nansesem bia den e dia kire wo boom but in reality and as of course science and technology mu a they deal with fact proof and evidence but our religion mu ne de aya anansesem nko a mfantini besie akuhisem nko a demu a
Last yema eben iza nsomre mu kakra na ye hwa de wa.
Okay.
Mr. Ben me ba chobre ma.
Yo, sango for we de me chiao.
Ya je so.
Me kakra me mekan se de bia me ba ha asasem no na meka. On see Union Muslims for no ba ontimi no ma me logical argument nya furo ba pe no ahase konwan anansesem obeto anansesem obeto be wie soso na mfa asem na ye ka no hu ba bia and almost all ade ye true So bekasa de ne true no oboa age 11111111 bi ono de se ne tie ne saa bekasa sei ne tie na dodo na de omo bedi ntro saa and yeyi ni furu a sanko fei asoma meme fi se ya wo mi a medi mani ahu nyina wa ho ye ka osomo a ni Nyankopon oye weak pa enkramosom ubi sam sa de a mechiri mu
Any
efiri se mechire mu a so ko ka anto anyama anto akonfo ma meko anto na beku obato so ate ase ukoka budafo bosom no Nyankopon na beku ukoka kristofo a kristofo meko ntokwa wo ombebo mpaya furu Nyankopon no Nyankopon na wadele but ingramofo Nyankopon ne de oni ahoodi ntunu a cheso man kokon anyeme de aye betetinyu
Abo kazamo. Azama kona kanwasa ay asem dokura pao.
Asana kwa pa na waka.
Na wodi ukodi Muhammad ataba upa hwe Ghana jabetom kojina Ghana.
Oh tio omse ala no ahoodi a sese uko Irana yesi Yesu Kristo yi ni wadi kire omo ho uko Irana sese Iran kuro Yesu Kristo ko ono atokwan a Kristofo nkokun ho nanso Yesu Kristo na kon ntokwa ho ubajo wate ase enti ade nkina se sa nyame no wotumi a obi kan ho asema mo ma sa Nyankopon na nkon ntokwa amane ho na emom wo kokun ntokwa aman en ebio so ade ba ko ameka twato on se ukonkra musumo omugitum se Yesu Kristo ti ase ogui na so sanko fei ade redi yenyina yenwe ne ho onipa wawu ni nipa ote ase ho na ese edi nachi
Azamna na se me mamisa sanko fa coffee ba kwa za watu aso sa wo sa research we no uko grabo school na nyame na dia be show mu na wo ye de timtu Quran epeti abontreza
Oh, me de masia ho ade
ya disia
adisia
oh ya de be shira
enti sanko fa mi a onipa odi kan ba jam prophet no mugitum se mo owo mo ala ne nchen o Nyankopon nchen o soro onipa ni mui ono sam no no be kire ono ba ye na mugitum se ono ba ni wamu ye fa no kosoro ono muntimi enni na samachi ba momo de na wawu na yesie no ono momu no mumu di nachi onso se momo mpa ye nkire no enti fa ne sei no se engrofo mienu si ye mompa ye nkire wom nia wa onwu ye a ote ase a okanya me ho wosoro ene nia wawu a ono wowu kra onim ba bi a woko wan na ese nke ye bompa ya manifie efise ese nke ye be bompa ya ma obi aka bia ma ya so nka de oni Nyankopon ono na ese nke ye ka bi kire no Francis ankofa wo yere wo hu se else me ka se mo kire wo na me ko obi de asi ni so a na ono wo yere na wo ha se me de fa wo yere so aha na se bio ebia unua bi a wawu na o papa bi a wawu me se me koka asam na kire ono na ono abebe hu aka bia mamia ebe yie sa to azie enti ni se wugi di se Kristo ti ase no wo Nyankopon ho a no ono aso aka kire so ono ne na ye aweye bire ni mu nimdie ono na ye wiase nyina hu mobro unim sa ne ma we nyina so still onni na chi so what is here enti no Nyankopon ne very weak to the extent say tembia no otimi bon ho asafo hene so yo daadafo why se wa na ada wa wuni na chi aya na ada no didi o de twon no because so ba Kristofo no mu no be ka se uyo Nyankopon yo daadafo plomo ombebu minimu sesi ya amon fa nchewo ana untimi nko na nanom abosomo so nka ncherom so uyo Nyankopon yo daadafo ombehwe ma wo ade be yo be yo enti no me de masam ne se so mu Nyankopon no wa hoɔden a sɛ na asom ni nyina Nyankopon ɛko ɔmo ntɔkwa no ɔmo me ntena sese nipa yɛmfo yɛ ni hwɛ nyame no de ɛbɛhwe na twene fo no ye wi a ne afa no ne ya prapra ne ho futuru ya pe ba bi di na fa di
Ya
na so
tia
mu Nyankopɔn ontimi dia ana omunya sa ntokɔ hu no mo kɔ no me da ase
Yeah, that's user. User. Me pa cho kasama ya wa da ma. User wo ho. Ma fi am pa cho kasama ya wa.
Sango fana ti say.
Me ho odne pa sa hye wo fo mpa no.
No. Asama ye bra ne ka de no na waka no on say ye nkofo no say sometimes who ka say bia na we ya program din say on beti ase mo na ja mbe kokko na ya ye de ye na esin de ya esin mo say ya tete ada because wunya ka asem pe na say asama ye bra yi ka say to asem papa Nyankopon ye almighty onim bibia wonne boy wonne boy nyina wa asase wonne boy na se me kasa na me ni nya asama na wuni pa no wo be kuna wo prepare na wo kumi a e ma da Nyankopon no nya Nyankopon bi e ma on this woni ahwo so ahwodin a me kasa tia na e so ye den o finish me another person wo de ye me wuni pa nya na me kasa tia
Oni tumi oba. Me se nkremofo ni nyame na omosom no me. Woni tumi pala kora de se makan ahaba be ne wo wiase a entimi nsa ya de bia sa ahaba ne kora wo tumi kora to ala no bi a wo na wo sie se tumi nyina ya wo de a Mohammed ne nkrofo okodi akon na edom no wo mo anka se nim se akon na ye kon ye kwa ye bebu enti e wo sie fa ye ho adena wakoso Mohammed da ya ka kire ne wo da ye nim se wona ne nkrofo ne nkon edom na ono wo mo kokko no edom ni sa na ampani ampa wo mo di da ye na ti wo mo koya ya kokunkum
Odisi bunu ho krampo no kra ndedi wo ho
no kura daddy wo
Muslim ni beti wo ade wo yase no kram asemu ebaya dinti mi no me be hu nyo bi sa ma nyo bi o ma twa so si me kono mu di nkom ti mi show mu di because asembo wan twa so and toss so timi ku unuanti because of Nyankopon bi a ono owo timi ono tinya bibia na timi bu nua bi a e ma me telling me something say Nyankopon to owo timi but o mo ya na aso me nim say ya nwini o ara na me timi bisa me won sa say abese ya nwini nkwa echire e na se edi ade na chiri san
eye Mohammed de no ehunu na nsem ene ne da nsem a o ka kire wo mo no na ato wo madwene what you say e was say udo wo no Mohammed no even than your own self
look at all this
no don't check even your own self enti wo no kremoni no o maame o papa ni nua ne ba ne yere ene wo no ni nipadua kora no odo efunu no ehye no dan wo no ankasa ni nipadua etiase nama saasi so a eboa no ya ho sebu dino me si esom edameji ni pa adwene bet enkremos ne de esei ni pa adwene enkremos no ma da bia meka se amani pa dodo na firi nipa suti bia mo no eyi wo mo firi nipa suti bia mo
no kre sanko friend e no kre
na nipa dodo na eyi wo mo firi nipa suti bia ma eyi wo mo firi
yeah it's true pressure ye kro ma ye free ba ho mitimi to na me ra ho mitimi show mo sa na me ra wo hwe nipa ne tibia nipa ne bra owom nipa na titia owom na uka nyame ubusa no questions bia anu bi de be mo no hwe nipa ne din na wo hwa ade ba ko so me hu ni se u be kasa mpo ya ni onu mo start bu efu na ni bu aseti efu wan hwe ya de ode be ya wo no ti better na se o be ye di mo na mutimi kasa ntimi sa me sam se mutimi show mo din because me ka na ma bi si eni a me hu ni se hypnosis me sa na me ka na me si hypnosis e bia da ko anu edo beba
ya de serious ya de Oh, where are Mr. Benz?
Kind of crow. Me there is an name in mobile. Somebody said me say my trim in time because I'm me show muti because the way I would say the way I did some na bread of Africa, the way you see some road. I am now. Yeah, now, obitim kasa ai me do ayi o papa wu the example ko yen ka se o papa wu o papa u bo ni din a on ka se nyankopon asomdwe nka no but obi papa wunni mu ni da unhu ni da woni mbo ne de wo se nyame asomdwe nka eno kura che se bebe ko no oda no asomdwe ni wo
Woni bi o hema woni bi enipa no nkasa na bra ba obebo na sase so enye enti de bia no wo ma mo sra asomdwe de man na nipa no ba bia wo no wa asomdwe a e de no kasa mo sra asomdwe man no
me no me no
Sound of way. Mafia, Maminka Sembi. Sound of Mohammed do to me Kowari will be about 6 years. Oh, but what did 12 years or 13 years will be by one now so shall only. Ginadia will. Gina who do you so any pa? What we would da or Guinea dear one? What me Kowari will be about 6 years, 9 years, Nana Babada. Oh, about 13 years or 12 years in no so no do so only.
No. Leader now. Eh, nyoma bebre, but before mpese ana musem sing before no mpese on beti ase. Sa o ta hatwa kura ono timi ware nkofo ye na mo.
Mr. Benz, ye mo akwa abo me pa cha be mo akasa isi ya wan.
Ono no timi ware nkofo ye nkofo timi ware ono na yere. So ya na kwa ye. Ti adna kasa so many things that almost so mbusa question but I say iguna mpese on begusa. Sa wo betimi aware no ka sa wo ye nem ye maame a ne ye ye nem ya wodi an ye ne ye nem ye wonsew ana nti utimi wonsew no but ye ntimi wa
Dabi ono no afia de wo se oti ase en se wono ne se wono no wanye obi a papa wono no wanye obi a papa enti no waware wo yere wo nware na ase dia wo se wanye obi a papa na mom ono ne yire no mo de emema ni nyina mo maame no
meaning say kana menti ase ne
se eye strategy o yusu ye ne se wo je wo yire free wo nsem na wo we no a woni na ase wu na wo we wo yere a woni na ase what you say eye wo di normal oba bia but wo no ne yire die dabi okọ a wo di wo maame strategy o yusu ye no
bre na die dru dia eden bra na my bra ni bre mu
Mr. Benz me pa cho bre man why
Oh, okay. Maybe me check am. Some preparation check. Me ba check.
enya san ka cho ha
Easy. They be a case. We are no. I also know adwene ya adwuma. O ta se. Nya bibia de bra wa o say my jeatu. And also sort no who bibia. I also be some questions. O ta se. Because enkrebo som da bia me kan me say enkrebo som Arab for abosom som. Abosom na wo Africa na yesi enya papa yesi tan no the same thing and Arab for the ba the bread no what you say nti man kwa gina ye ba engine ba bi enka se bia wo bewu heaven alaso wo sum nyame nipa bia timi sum nyame wa asase we so what you say nti so no bosom na say ara omubo bosom no so nim se ne ho odin a Obi jan kremosum na wo si enkum sa nipa no na de tina wo nkum so wo say everything is the will of you na de tina wo nkum na nipa ni jan kremosum na wo na o man nipa na jai wo say everything is the will of you nti nipa ni jai no wo na wa man na jai ade tina wo say so mu nkum sa nipa nti wo kum so gong nti so questions we nyina no wo ti wo ne wa mbisa wo de bia wo butu ho na wo they twam awon say they twam so no mo say wo no so bi wa Ghana afi bia na so ogisi nipa na ba wo Saudi Arabia no ba obo mpae nipa wo for fem because who case nipa na bra no one year boat and so one year car bia si wo and so one year elupre bia fancy wo sa ne ma wo nipa ya on be da ba ho no ma ba be de aba be so yes enti de bia me ka me say Krembiano, Kremoni bia ti say dunsini ye ka se dunsini wa Ghana obi a o tebo som so kremoni bia sa na watinti sa iti na da bia no wo se kremoni omo wo akwala ji so mai da mai suna no omo twa dwan no mo submit akwala no de ama bosom na wo Saudi Arabia ho no no ti omo submit ne de masa na chese wo ba be ye de be bosom ni na yi na akwada nti na okom work sa ji so ai de be wa wuro mpaboa ye wo se Ghana na ye bosom no bebre ho bosom bia ni sa na wo se tie
Sabia na kora na eni ko animu saa wo a na wo bokum abo ade ato ni de no eni ko animu eye abosomfo na omoye Muhammad adopte saa de ni fra abosomfo na ho
Sangofa me ba say Quran and kase according to almost children almost say 11,000 verses ahead de be Afri Quran mu no be da mu say sa verses o ma yi afri na mu yi free what I say, why you have not just near my woman, no moves no, near my way never expose or someone until I say you have verses in free. What I sent you near my boy, ya, or near my boy, and you go to Bacasso.
Almost all my shilling in our
Almost a year. And the Omo no my year free, near my boy, with the bomb on those or a expose or someone. Because also a challenge Christianity, which has a challenge Christianity. Until also we use any money free never no to me strong. I was as we so to come be as on. I was a agenda which I say until ba Ghana. You were supposed to be the friends brown side. The friend me friends say a friends of Kulpo. Almost last time the same thing. I'm club for almost last time the same thing at here. Who could do baby almost shy now? Who found Pabua Muraho? Omu sacrifice and near my Abu was sacrifice. Sabu Mufan Nam Pabia, or Moon one or Munina, you know, was of the court. Which I sent 2 years ago, Busunuya Cobos of Noa. I was who bow. A woman I was who bow best rabo sumno, near Bompire man, also we sacrifice or the same thing and before you know. Me who, yes, that one, Mam TV. Guy be what I to say your friend Malam de Santino.
Oduro ana Mr. Bleaching. Mr. Bleaching ana ba shaka. What Bleaching man say na tuntun.
Why Santini what I share ayipa where to
ba shaka no ba shaka no.
Enya ba shaka. Enya ba shaka.
They what you so man nan so be aya na ho no.
Enyo no me you don't finish di o tie o quote Bible verse we know the sacrifice be an omo ye. I say your friend say Isaiah 44 and answer the BBC say sacrifice be omo ye me ko kan say the same sacrifice omo ye no. The same sacrifice na abosomfo no ye wo Ghana ho. But what refer to say a hajj and I say incredible for someone as I Bible verse na ka ho asem no. Which has be secret to hop I was here the ka ho asem. Wo dey say me say kire wade wa akobie. Won say Ibaka na ya mokon afi bia nipa wu ho. Bisa se sa nipa no won say obi akọ Ghana ni bia akọ maka akọ wu ama de no funu de aba Ghana da.
Wo dey abuso mo say Saudi for you bia na abusa wo boy.
Omo will be because uncle for Moko no they serve as a sacrifice to that omo bosom no. Which I say sa bosom na ku omo for sacrifice because muno ye omo ba be omo di afa. Uko do omo asiye so omo ni ho. Omo di afa hen. E na ya sa afunu so ye fam ba Ghana. Won so obi akoma ka ko wu aye de na ba Ghana de funu di aba Ghana pen. Bibi samo nti kremofo e wase mutrans na mu dwene saa de we nyina mu bisa say ade nti na etesa ba wo du e be kire oba bi say prophet na wu ya na hanum na mu sie no ba wu nipa na odi kan ba honum haji na obewu ya no mo ankere ba bia wu ya mu sie saa nipa no nti omosom no e abosonsom ti obi a wonnim no e na be tell na be mu achiji
Mr. Benz, esoma yesu bisa question obe yo unbeliever there. Enti yesi di obehu bia gitum kawanu tum. Ubisa question obe yo unbeliever. Enti no emisa question. Se kire se ema wadwi ni nye adwuma. To wadwi mu na fasa afo no eche Allah ne ne prophet. No mo fa nko emfa nye adwuma bio. Ngocho wate ate.
Exodus bremo.
When you ask for professor medase. And then I'm changing last year from Allah. This is my changing the
no.
So the what's here for about kind? So we a slave. You are not allowed to use your brain. It's like be beyond is enslaved into the when you free will. I think I did back when me person we mammy me see baby say nkremusum kwa no mo ha me no na se Quran no. Eduru ba bia wutimi no ma meda. Eduru ba bia se komba se
no dia mente da.
okay, but make me a note na me ahwehwe me hu ti me hwehwe dia bro no. Why you discussion on home. And as a komba na se wonya aduane ni a obakra wutimi we no.
Na dia there be another enya possible. Islam no dia enya possible me. Dia me say so who could do baby na say e come deal okay now in a point of death wa preko nam eye nkremosom na chiwade enso utimidi
yeah
yes eno de minim say o but say we wo ba ana wo na o ma me na de eno de for my 10 years research me share
dan se me tie no platform bi so na me ye note na me nyanye go over to say me share me notes na me share na me send man a professor also go through
okay
because some there no be woman I think say you na yesua na yesua boa wo mo no so mo enyo mo fa ho di ka me se me kan no
me da se Baba Razak Baba Razak.
Good evening.
Me pacha evening bakodi.
Na me admo.
Me pacha etio.
Me twam na mamu se mo ka bi fa Islam no. Na pese me hu topic cry den. E ko na me de mo nche ma adwen.
Okay, I'm say o beba topic and so there e be me de. Edientina Allah ya the best of deceivers.
Asa wan ka sa wani.
O say
About Allah.
Nam say me pacha o ye kremoni ana.
E kramoni.
Adentina Allah ya the best of deceivers.
The best of what?
Deceivers.
Oh. Who say Allah de o twere mpo Nyankopon de. Untimi no emfa ne ntutu bia na untimi fa bia so enka no homa ne nye.
But Allah de ne ho to deceivers. Omo dada nkrofo om. Wode ne ho toto om se omo dada nkrofo nyina no. Won na ye dada afo ni nyina omo kese.
Oh,
omo papa. According to Quran Surah 3 ayat number 54.
Aya wo set awayana.
Tana Quran kaza wo Quran wo kan ma ye ne yadi.
Right now mo abontin.
And yes ana Quran Surah 3 ayat number 54. And that's one was it and they said and they deceive and God deceive and God is the best of the deceivers. Quran Surah 3 ayat number 54.
Always set na ya wo ye ne wo sep na wo kan no ya me nim de we sua ne de wo hu.
Entino
Adentina. Ose
enuntina mama o aya no nanka wa kan ne se de wo no u nim ne wo me nanka wa kire mu se bia we ni kan ntara
tio. Minim ba bia wo free ana minim ba bi nso a wo sua wa de ayere akwakodu ana wo so nim ba bia ma ayere me sua wa de akodu but on cheche no ne na wo de bang. I sometimes me do am show videos ne like okasa bi but yeah we see kasa no so person we see some bi and as so person we twa bi adwen ko bi so a yeah like any kwan say so to far right way na okasa but as sometimes with me kasa bi as kasa twitwe bi ne some style bi.
Ebi ti sɛ dɛn,
You
ebi ti sɛ
understand?
dɛn,
But
ebi ti sɛ dɛn.
ma hu say a shake bi nso aba be kasa. Nka be me desen ka be ma ho kwan na nka da ko ne na kosa debate no.
Oh, ɛno deɛ sɛ debate deɛ mɛma de ato mede me measure sɛ gu akwan mu. Sɛ mobɛtumi bi a ne ya mo ka sɛ memera koraa mɛba.
Say shake Zachary SNO some message no reply no. Me who video bi ai.
Sheikh Zakari
Chese
bɛ.
wa dinga tu.
Sheikh Zakari.
Sheikh Abdul Zak.
Ɛno hwan. Ɛne me hunu nipa korɔ no. Sheikh Abdul Zak ɛne me hunu nipa korɔ. Me nya video no sɛ wobɛtumi de asɛnde me de a.
That's it. O da we me video no my den. Na me asendo. But ultimate fact Christianity e to Muslim woman nye da. Saa nso na ultimate fa Muslim so to Christian woman nye da. So what
you say? Different. Enti ba ne saa ya na waka kyerɛ wo malam se ne wo sheikh ne sɛ ya wo munya so wo di Christianity toto nkremosom ho no. Omo preaching nkremosom no. Omo preaching nkremosom no because nkremosom no
malam ben na say why na wo hu say wo de nkremosom compare Christianity enye
we dey wo be change topic no me ma wo change na nya ade a me de wo be ko why untimi nka verse ne nkyerɛ de na topic ne ntina wo ba he
enye se mintimi nka verse ne nkyerɛ me stay agent na de aba
ɛna enya adwenkyerɛ ɛyɛ question na me bisa makan aya ma teaching se me pa cho me ba teaching se ma ya wie ɛna mafa afrefo a omo pese omo ba no omo nso be bisa question na omo be kyerɛ omo adwene ɛna mafa omo na wo ba ye wo bisa se wo twam no wo hu se ye di nkomo topic be na ye ka ho asem ɛna me bisa wo se ɛde be ntina Allah ye the best of deceivers ɛna mama o aya entinka ye kremoni no oh bia botayenti Allah ye the best of deceivers ni enie se ana se enye sei na tie na emom sei na tie na nka wa kire mu ama ye hunu but wan fa ya nko wo de ye kone nam debate ene abiade na David ye nko topic no se wuni answer for the question there ene ye din ko
yes we need answer for the question ade dina also can say Allah ene ye ene ye true for ade dina also
me na meka enya me na meka Quran na eka wo so se me na meka ye say Quran
aya beneka
Professor, hold on. Baba.
What say Ashasian Mekai?
Wasi sura beneka. Eye sura to Imran. Okay, sura 3 ayat number 54.
Bible they all can. We English one and say we Arabic.
And to all kan Arabic na church.
Me chat Arabic ni minchan. You understand? Then Tabi sometimes wrong.
Your friend say Mr. Bisa me pa chobre my wife.
Yeah, Pacho, thanks for the opportunity to share my thoughts and on this subject. Maybe Hanomache, I think some few months ago now, sessions, and I think I've engaged you once or twice. Me Baso on two grounds. One, without criticism, you don't get better. Don't go in. Secondly, so we a tolerant religion, and you have to be ready to criticize to the core. It's very, very difficult for your religion to be criticized. Now, what the word dream be share. It's very difficult, a very emotional subject. Starting wars, and it has caused the loss of lives. Yeah, I try my best to mix as much so me training papa. So on this argument, I start from a perspective say about their friend monolithic. There are about 3 billion people are more. I'm sorry, the numbers are not in my head right now. All the Muslims in the world do not all have the same beliefs or the same direction. And about every ideology takes that position, and Islam also falls in that category. And sana criticisms be free about but within the religion itself, or more differing opinions on a lot of issues, to points where they even fight themselves and even kill themselves. on these ideological differences. And that is the same with what you choose to interpret the Quran as. Me, I've seen people interpret this verse you quote as the best of deceivers. But Obe agree with me, said another word for wal munkirina wal munkir how do you I'm trying to read the verse as it is stated in Arabic. Um, Allah khairil makirin. God is the best of planners. Ubejatum said there are other translations that goes for the meaning of planners. Mitaye exercise way. There is this website called islamaweekend.com. The project compares all translations, about 20 something translations, side by side. And a academic source, Mita encourage a lot of people to use because people have different perspectives to understanding the scripture. And most of the translations are use planners, not deceivers at the end of the day. So I would opt better because the context is talking about a bit more planning to fight against the believers. And God says if they are planning, or you're a better planner than most of them. That is my understanding of the subject. And a lot more Muslims may agree. There are some Muslims who would also understand it to mean deceiver. And that they have every right to understand the Quran however they want to understand it. They have that liberty. But me, in this context, a more reasonable understanding is and the disbelievers have planned, but Allah is a better planner than them, and Allah is the best of planners. That is my understanding. And we know it's very consistent with most parts of most verses. Over 6,000 verses are describing Allah when it comes to the attributes of Nyamia or Kachre or Quran. So that is my position on this subject.
Okay, so
Question here.
Bisa, do you know say in the Quran, Mami can say, who follow Nyamibi, okay, who follow Nyamibi. Na Adia Betchen, okay, Nesebia, Upia Bontene, now Obekwa Kuchian Toka. Na in a dream, what then the Biatra will say, Upia Bontena no pa. Adia first one, Obekwa Kuchiano, Adia na Ayan Toka. But in a dream, or catcher will say, Adia first one, Obekwa Kuchiano no pano, Ayisika. Now, sorry, no pano. Na first thing I will coach Ayan Toka. Diana will Diana a deceive you, and Nasa and deceive you.
If I understand your question very well, are you saying, say, if you dream that you are promised that?
Answer, meno me dreamia, me kasa me die na me so ye no. E nyame asumesi, anase nyame asumesi. But say, me give say, me wo nyame bia me de me ho ato no so. Na ebia, yamfa ne say adechi anopa ebia ene. Mapan ne say adechi anase nyame na soma me say adechi a. Menko ye adwuma bi say infama no. Ena me koda ye no, ena maso da ye say ade ebechi ama makọ ye adwuma no, ebia ma nyame na wo soma me no. Anopa no da ye ni mo no. Makọ chie sika wo kwan so. Na adechi anopa no. Me be ko na makọ ye say nyame na adwuma bia ma no. Ma nhie sika wo kwan so me mo makọ chie ntokwa. Daya no eye nyame na yi kire me a wo deceive me anasa waka na kore dia kire me
Waka bibia ono ankasa ka bibia na akire o bibia say na etie enso so ukohia say enya sade. That's deception.
Okay, now according to Quran Surah 3 ayat number 50, no I think say 8, no I think say Surah 8 no. Yeah, me catch me ba me fa ya no so. Me pe wansa no. Ya hwe se we se so betumi aboye ne anu yi akoy. Quran Surah 8, ayat number 43. Was it when Allah showed them unto thee, O Muhammad, in your dream on the day of battle, as few in number, and if he had shown them to thee as many, ye Muslims would have fretted, you would have been fearful, and you would have quarreled over the affair, over the question of the war. But Allah saved you he decree otherwise. Lo, he knows what is in the breast of men, what is in the what is in people's heart. Where during the war of Badr, okay, check here, during the war of Badr, Muslims, Prophet Muhammad and the followers, they were about to go war. Now, what now Omunim say, I don't know who Koshi and a Babro also. And Tinia sent to Kano Mobeko. And now Muhammad a Koda, and now Allah, a dying the dew or Diane Mutre Muhammad say, a domono who Koshia or Mono Yadom Kakrebi. Mokorano, more doors or chair woman. And the Aditia shall uncle warning Kunai, now Omonko Akono. Okay. Muhammad didn't call for Akono, Omoko, in reality, Omoko she had done baby. A man and Crawford or do Omoko in a dominant one. Omoba Nasa Ayawi, Ebaya, Alebeka Tromo say, Sanka what died Diana Ditra or say, Nipana Okoshia or Mone Dorsua, and Kakun Ponko Monko. And in other way, I like deceive you, and I want to deceive you.
Now, already I can say the verse of the Quran, and may encourage you very much for academic purposes.
Where that I've seen from Ibn Abbas, and I'm a kind.
Should we use the Quranic verse or should we use the tafsir of people? Let me know.
Okay, if you say okay, Quranic ayah no statement no essay. Okay, he showed them to Muhammad as few. Okay, the same as Quranic ayah no can, but Ibn Abbas Emma further details. Okay, about Asemono. Asemono. Ibn Abbas can and yet different from the Quran. I ask him Quran.
Nyamika bibi wa Quran must tammat kalimat rabbika sidqan. Or say nyamia sem mi bam like tammat kalimat rabbika. The word of your Lord is complete in truth and justice. Even all the scholars are making attempt to expand on narratives in Quran more. It's an academic effort and religious effort, no doubt. But your problem near Quran now, and the problem is the Quran. Let's stick to what the Quran says. It be very unfair. Say the ubifu fra oba hundreds of years after the Quran was revealed now. Unfa na dream and expand the bibi anyamiaka. Abra anyamiaka try what the Quran said. That is why I'm saying that the verses is revealed. I can open it. I can open it for you so you see. For academic purpose, you stick to the verses. Point I mean notice I'm a person me country when academic
oh, my audio man kai aya na my near radio. I'm
making some even some me correcting or honor.
Okay.
Okay. Also, we still planners. Okay, test now. Was it they plan to deceive? And our fears are my research about this. Okay, we see planners, plotters, schemes. Scheme and deceiver is the same thing, and then deception. Some back open and worker. And it's all kinds of academic purposes. It's very obvious. As someone can know, you know, I say airbrofo, airbrofo, and some back.
Thank you very much. See, Exodus, I agree with you that the word can be translated in those words that you say, but I am saying, when you look at the context of the Quran and who God is, why do you want me to go for deceivers and not planners? Why? Why do you want me to go
Unbelievers plan to deceive.
I agree with you that the word can be translated as deceiver. Me, I said it at the beginning. It's possible. But why the same word can be translated as planner? And I am saying that there are a lot of translators that have used planner. So, ubetima your research, fair enough. then I am saying the argument sits well for me with the word planner, which is also the meaning of the same word. Why don't I have the right to understand my Quran my own way? If you can understand your own religion your own way, why can't I?
But and it's and your plan one the word plan to deceive.
I agree with you. And your plan I agree with you. Exodus. I agree with you.
Yo.
Bisa baca okay surah 843 nama yang hari.
Hold on. When showed them to you Allah in your dream as few, and if he had shown them to you as many, surely you would have lost courage, and surely you would have disputed in the matter. But Allah saved you. Indeed, he is all knower of what is in the breast. That's the word.
Okay, me pacha say ene dia ibn Abbas kan difference bi ani mana.
No, the context there omoko drew honom no na omodo so na, and then ubeti maybe can you open it? Let me read it.
Okay, dia wo kan yi sisi e no boni tofa ne ha dia ase ne say. What does it mean?
It's basic. They were going to a war, and then they went to the war. According to the verse, they won. And in the dream, he saw them as few. And dreams are allegorical. Say where who say cows are swallowing, slim cows are swallowing big cows. Physically, it's not possible. But in a dream, no. I'm coming. Let me quickly finish. The numbers could mean say even though there are plenty, almost a this is a dream can be interpreted to mean anything. And in this case, it's clear because they won the war, even though they were plenty. Allegorically, what you will say in a spiritual realm, they are small, almost which they won the war, and it's a fact. This is not deception. In might.
They won the war. No? Is it part of the Quran?
If you read Surah Al-Imran, yes, exhaustively, they were victorious in the war.
No,
even the verse.
They won the battle.
But then you want to speak out of context? We shouldn't read the whole war that happened.
That is why I will say, Ibn Abbas in Chile, say, I should fair. Now I'm concentrating on what the Quran is saying.
Yes, stick to the words.
You are trying to make your own tafsir. Let's be honest.
It is not my tafsir. It is not my tafsir. Let's read the verse.
Quran 8:30. Some go fast. The same thing. Quran 8:30.
And the best of deceivers, you know. But what the me person yet sa aya we no or no ne person what say. Say a person at Quran Asia. Yan can be a Quran.
But then the verse said Allah saved him. And even that verse alone showed that he was saved at the war.
Okay, where does he say he saved him?
In the verse.
Okay. Read it again, let's see.
When showed them to you Allah in your dream, few, and if he had shown them to you as many, surely you would have lost courage, and surely you would have disputed in the matter. But Allah saved you. That's in the verse.
Okay, but Allah saved you, no? That saved means they won the battle. Does it mean they won the battle?
I'm saying that Surah Al-Imran talks about a war. This is one verse in the war. The story completes. If you continue reading, they were victorious in the war. The Imran means, the verse means cause of war.
What was the war? Now your war bear.
The specifics of the war. We can read on. It will give us more story. You can read on.
Now your war bear no more.
I don't know. The Quran doesn't name the wars. That's a fact. The Quran doesn't name the wars. You get it. I get where you are coming from. I've had these kinds of arguments before. And I feel, if we can respect the Quran enough to stick to what it is saying, because no one can say, I
am speaking to what the Quran says. The ayah says, if I would have shown to you as many, nature say, Senka Dayenimo no wo yi chile wo say or modoso a, anshan kan tokwa na dia mobeko. Because in
that is what I'm saying. When you read the word for word, your Ibn Kathir explanation, that part is not included. And we can read it again.
Okay. If I would have shown it to you as many, okay, read that part and
I just told you clearly it's a dream. And it could be interpreted to mean, unless you think it is impossible that, you're kind of saying, you don't know the state of things, and God showed their number to you as small. This is even a dream. It could show that their might is weak. They are small, also in numbers, but they are weak. And as I said, Kain Surah, the whole surah is talking about that fight. They were victorious. I can read on through so that you see it. Not my own tafsir, the Quran's own words in the continuing verses.
No. This man can say the whole surah talk about the war. The whole surah and talking about only war.
No. I mean the war itself was talked about in the surah, like a whole surah. You don't use just one verse to represent the whole concept. But now, Ahanu, you were very specific about say maybe Nyamia deceive or Nyamia deceive. But then you can only make the point. You can only make the point. Say there was deception when in the case is somebody calling me?
Yeah, whether they lost or they won the war, there was still
my brother, do you know how many people? Died during that war?
According to the Quran, there were no numbers. It's left for speculation. So people have speculated different numbers, which you and I were not there, as Baumia would say, unless you want us to go chasing.
But there was still deception. So why are you still telling them?
What?
See, I'm coming. If you are able to translate slim cows swallowing fat cows as deception, that's fine. Even though we know physically is impossible.
No,
then let's move on. You've made your point. Let's go to another point. But this is my understanding. You get it?
A person who follows only the Quran. But say, Bisaka say, who follow only the Quran. Quran no entime man take Quran as because there was some verses we were Quran anymore. Me continue ma bisa se on kire mo a won hu na asem ni timpo no hu na asem ne kon. Unless say can that say how many baby agini bia o mo de be bata som no ho no wo mo de akire mo de ama. Ayesa on ti som Quran na wo ho no. Untime take Quran na se cover to cover na say ube read the Quran nko a impossible. That is why what the tafsir the hadith whatever the tawila a church the Quran as and you know almost they follow only the Quran at times you know yana they sound so funny to me.
Can I give you a basis for which how do you call it? The Quran declares itself as the superior document and the only source of guidance. And get it very clearly. I do subscribe to following every other extra Quranic materials as far as it agrees with the Quran. 100% falls on all four with the Quran. And let me give you a good example. Over Quran chapter 6 verse 144. A prophet says, on Kase, shall I seek for judge other than God when it is he who has sent down the book explained in detail? There are some parts of the Quran which is not understandable because Yamisuswa said Quran is a detailed explanation. And now some traditionalists in don't use that to assume and impose it on the Quran because Quran and testimony say I am detailed. I can be explained if you study or research me. So why do we want to impose the position of others as against the Quran and Kasa can about itself? Another last verse before you come.
Question. Why not Ezra according to the Quran? Why not Ezra?
Which verse? Let me open it.
Surah 9, ayat number 30.
Surah 9?
Yes, ayat number 30, Surah to Tawbah.
Okay, I'm opening it there. The Jews say Ezra is Allah's son, and the Christians say the Messiah is the son of Allah. These are merely verbal assertions and imitations of sayings of those unbelievers who precede them. May Allah ruin them. How do they turn away from the truth? It's just a statement of fact. Ebimu frere Ezra as
Who
Nyame
is
ba.
Ezra? Why Ezra? Why Ezra?
It's important. It's irrelevant.
Jeez.
Nyame abobo din wo Quran mu a, why should you go looking for the name?
This is funny.
It's no, meba.
It's
Let
very
me
funny, my brother.
Meba, can you guys
Just answer the question.
Bisa asam na wo kan ehun evidence wo yene. Ehene fa na Jew for ne ka say Ezra eye the son of Allah. Can you prove to us? Do you have any evidence outside the Quran? No? Who any proof outside the Quran to prove say eye no crazy Jew for ne frere Ezra say wo the son of Allah pen.
So, this is where you come in to show that there had never been any Jewish people or any Jewish group that assumed or claimed that Ezra was the son of God. Then you disprove the verse. This is where you use.
And I may say, number one, the Quran cannot prove who Ezra is. Okay, Quran no only prove so we bet me actually who Ezra is. Number two, you need prove what baby I say. Jew for ne frere Ezra say we are the son of Jehovah and Yahweh or whatever anyhow.
Now let me continue. Yeah, the Quran, no, it's a beautiful book, and I have my reasons why I call it a beautiful book. We are very silent on towns, individuals. Say wambo obidin ana wambo town obidin ana wanchere or explain who a character is. And yet justification say ye the yen the characters better ho. The Quran remains silent. Never boss. Never.
What should the book claim say? What your book well understood as you claim? No say book say what your book were well understood as you said.
No, that's not how it says it. That's not how it said it.
Okay.
Quran said tabi'ana li kulli shay'in, a detailed explanation of all things.
Detailed explanation. If book will claim say wokuta detailed explanation. Now or both DB will not yet pay the detail about the person. Now you any detail will book. How can the book claim say wokuta detailed explanation?
Thank you very much for your very beautiful question. See, Quran no. It came to us for one purpose. Wamba say obetraying how to build computers. Wamba say obetraying how do you call it, build phones. It came for one purpose, for guidance. When Nyameka say it's a detailed explanation of all things, it's within the context of spirituality and guidance. So Eba say nipa benya kwine, everything you need for guidance is what the Quran is talking about. And now to the issue of Ezra. Ezra is not the only name. Oh God. You people, would you let me land?
Who say the war caning is against Islam? Who is watching and a church and no mem? And who say we are slave who is watching? Who follow?
I'm coming. Let's not go too fast. Yeah, what topic back also. The Quran told me in 23 different places, say, Afala takilun, me use my dream. So, yet the Ube Kano never fact on me, but what the Quran says. And Quran can say, Obia on using our dream, Quran chapter 8, verse 20, Obia on using our dream, why to say, we can say, if you do not use your reasoning, you are like an animal. So, and bekan remedy, me, my kind of Quran say, me use my dream. That is why I make a say, the religion as it is, and your first people are to pick up some of these things say, Anna, you have a problem with. Even within the religion, people have fought and even killed themselves in the name of Mimintia say superior. Mimintia say superior. It has happened in every religion. I have a problem, say, say one particular position, say, and the official position. Who are one for their own then will be unfair. Even within Judaism is there. Even within Christianity is there. And then we know that the Church of Mormon, we know the Jehovah's Witnesses and SDA4. Theologically, you don't agree with the evangelical Christians. But at the end of the day, no, I respect you, say, that is your own personal conviction. And I have my own personal conviction now. It's not only me, may share hundreds of thousands of people who hold this position. So I am giving you answers that the Quran, or yes, silent on some names and some towns, is not a justification. Say, yeah, story because Allah say, and if or say, anka we are saying dani, you can say pen, and so na we are saying dani ink, anka kasa or no pesa or kano, anka ink nebe so kasa or but on him say the Quran alone is enough. Hadith is there. Then a hadith the Quran agrees with. You go with it. You want so many things in the hadith books which are not correct. Even from the very early days of Islam, debates were started. Which is why I said the is in the right order. But mumma obia our differing opinion from your position, traditional position, the opportunity to explain how they are or momenti as anything. You understand? So that's just my position.
Quran, I have a chest say. What kind of hadith in this it doesn't agree with Quran
As a matter of fact, Quran cans are not only for the hadith, basically, or say it's the furqan, it's the criterion to know what is right and what is wrong. So in your hadith, Quran, even in your daily life, the Quran remains a criterion.
That's not the meaning. Meaning you see because we are
Quran say or a criterion now. What again or part?
I know Quran now. And don't mean any picking.
How do you call it? Mama verse Quran kase or a detailed explanation of all things. After verse why should you follow any other source of guidance? Quran Abeka say Fabi hayi hadith bada hadith bena ubediechi aside this Quran, aside the words of God. Quran give me reasons why I should follow the Quran, another source.
I believe someone did the okay and I say if they are detailed and well explained, why I say Sankofa question won't mean no.
But then I gave you the reason. What is the Quran's purpose on this? For guidance.
Your reason is baseless because based on what you read, as a kind of proper explanation.
Your friend, you can say context time. Quran say it is a detailed explanation of all things. What was the purpose of the Quran to mankind?
Well, what does it mean?
It's clear in the Quran for guidance. For guidance.
What does it mean?
Explain what?
Detailed explain. What does it mean?
Detailed explanation of Onwa Sema or the guidance. Not say a manual of how to produce computers in there. Is that what you mean?
When you say detailed explain, what does it mean?
Quran or Kasafa only guidance.
What's say?
Quran, it talks about only guidance. Does it talk about only guidance?
Yeah, the Quran talks about guidance, and then every issue the Quran talks about is related to guiding humanity in one form or the other.
Taking a slave is not part of guidance. Okay, taking a slave and not part of guidance. The
Quran doesn't encourage slavery.
Wow.
But Sankofa, but next topic. Next topic.
Richie me pacho bremu bina omo so what for nkasa do why. Bisa yeda se ma omo ba ne so nkasa akra.
Okay, thanks for the opportunity. Bye bye.
Thanks to you too. Thanks.
Yeah,
Richie.
Thank you.
Bisa e bia no ko pate ma on te ubetumi aka ko.
He wait, wako.
On for hadith ni friends we tafsir and can be son say Prophet Muhammad no ni ma me friend say papa be saying ana if you saying no obey prophet no e wo ko le ma on tell me ko wa ni Prophet Muhammad on chile me o
yeah, me pacha what you request my men pick no why. Me pick no
Ombra no be this me so what me question na me say Prophet Muhammad papa
Richie guy na
Me pacho Richie Kasawan.
Aha, bisa me na me bisa say Prophet Muhammad ne papa din the same.
You asked a longer question, but this time around, look at yeah.
Okay, na me say Prophet Muhammad ne papa din the same. Ye be hu Koran mu. Ene na
The
bra
name of the prophet's father is grandfather and fire. It doesn't. Okay. Thank you.
Nimpa na udi n'echi no. Se ohun nimpa no ni suban na bra ba obeboy. O ti ase. Sanye ma no ni lifestyle o wale o womba. Asole no na oye ne sen. Ohun se na oye na asole. Da ben na oye asole. Ojina sen na oye asole. O fesi hen ni ade. Sanye ma ni hina no. Misra obetimi a kire me o Koran ni mu ana.
Thank you very much for the question. Say, Prophet Muhammad, ne papa din Kwame, and how does that affect guidance? Ne papa din, if you can explain to me, how can that guide you or not guide you? Ne papa din Abdullah and now you're Kwame or you're Wusufo. Like, I need to understand. Say me, my brabo amu live and I want to know my God. How does the prophet's father's name impact that? I need your help to understand better your position.
Oh, okay. There me pesa me chere no say me di obi echi a say me hu nimpa na me di na echi no say nimpa no o twa ntro a chere me ana o ka no kre. O say
okay, thank you.
O say ya na afre me. Ye timi baby e na obi aba say nyame afre me. Nyame sisi. O ti ase. Nti embre ben ofre no na o ye mfie sen no sha. Ana no we ya 12 years, we ya 10 years. Danyema we hina ehun hia say me na me ba be di na chi no say me hu.
Okay, thank you. And straightforward. Me nipa me pe guidance to my creator. Obi abegina me nchen ana obi aba abeka twa me say hey, e wo manual bia any instructions bia udi na chi a ebeboa wo. Manual ni it contains about 6,000 plus verses. Ukaya it will guide you to God. Yes, fair enough. It's important to know the order by relative to the receiving from God. And about Muhammad Subanya Bibri or Quran severally as to how he is, Nakumani, how he dealt with his Yerimo in some cases that are directly connected to my life. Say Ube Warrior, the contract of marriage, orphans, how to deal with them, and you kind of say slavery. How do you call it? The prophet, what he said to the people who had slaves and all of that. So why should I be bothered about Nipakrono Papa when the Quran itself told me, say, ubetimi free busia papa mo ba so ubetimi abaye bone and now ubetimi free e busia aye bone, but then you can become good. So enye baby a free never determine how truthful you are. If we want to judge in modern day, yetaka say do not be prejudiced and fa baby a be free, never judging a character. You judge the person's character by what the person said. So ye wo Quran na a messenger the prophet came or a messenger. A messenger has a message, and the message of the prophet was the Quran, nothing else. Or on a personal life, who live there, and some of the references were made in the Quran about his personal life. For example, Taima Nyami cautioning about some things. He was reprimanded. Say, who adenya obi aba onchenya one wo kasa we yi we ni chen no. Then e kire said the oba onchen no onye gidie wo de wo ka no better than the one that face no. And there was another instance, another prophet.
Bisa, what can some pass and life be connected to? It's no two black slaves to one white no. Una oje was saying.
Mese. Mese.
Mitio. Simple question. Mohammed,
can you give me the verse where I can see?
Now, to me, exchange two black slaves for one white.
Can you show me the verse so I'll confirm it? Ubet me up, show me verse, no?
It's in the
hadith, not in the Quran.
Thank you very much. So when it gets to the realms of the hadith, Quran no katra say, have we not made for him 2 eyes and a tongue and 2 lips and shown him the 2 ways or 2 parts? This is Quran chapter 90 verse